Welcome into the Touchdown Live pregame show. I'm Matthew Travis. A bit of a different pregame show this week as our game of the week was last night, a game in which DeQuincy beat Grand Lake 10-7, improving to 5-0 for the first time in 40 years. And following the game, Devin Estefano caught up with Tigers head coach Tate Woodard.
I'm here with DeQuincy head coach Tate Woodard. Following their win against Grand Lake in our game of the week, Coach, you're 5-0 for the first time since 1984. Just describe that feeling.
Man, it's a good feeling. It's like I said earlier in the week, it's just great for these kids in this community. But man, that's great and all. But man, what a hell of a game, man! If you were here watching this on the radio, that was a great one. It was a defensive battle. Both teams really just left it all out there on the field. We did the same thing we've been doing all year. We win the turnovers and we win the penalties. We don't commit a whole lot of penalties, and we won in that area, and that was a lot of the reason we're standing in victory lane tonight. But kudos to those guys. It was a great physical football game. You know, we're going to be sore tomorrow, I know, as they are, and because Coach Wainwright, you know, like I said before, does a great job. But hats off to our kids, man. We just kept playing, and we came out on top.
Earlier in the week, you told me this was going to be a war. Grand Lake comes out, hits you guys in the melt on that first drive of the game to go up a touchdown. How was your team able to respond?
Just like we've done all year. We went down early to Lake Arthur and we did the same thing. We came back and answered. This time we answered with a field goal. But our kicker's really good this year. We really clean. And this venue and this school made us make ourselves better on special teams, because we lost the last game of the year here by a point, and they blocked a field goal to win the ball game. So we went down and got points, and that field goal didn't make a difference in the ball game.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, Matthew, we're going to send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Devin. DeQuincy clearly fired up in another local game taking place over at Iowa tonight as the Yellow Jackets host St. Louis on a night where they'll retire former Yellow Jacket Andre Sam's number 21, and our Justin Margolis is there at Iowa.
Yeah, Matthew, obviously a big night of prep football as we continue Week 5 action out here in Southwest Louisiana. We obviously had our game of the week last night, a close game between DeQuincy and Grand Lake, and more great things going on, especially out here at Iowa High School today as the Yellow Jackets are set to take on an old district foe in the St. Louis Catholic Saints. Obviously, Iowa's now moved up. These teams still get to play each other this season, though, and they're kind of on two different paths right now. The Iowa Yellow Jackets undefeated this season against Louisiana teams, only losing to Little Cypress out of Texas earlier this season. They'll look to continue that streak. As for the St. Louis Catholic Saints, they're just trying to continue momentum. It's hard when you lose 80+% of your production from last season. They get their first win of the year this past week against Washington Marion, so they're just looking to continue that positive momentum as they head into tonight's game. We'll have plenty of action tonight on Touchdown Live, but I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, Matthew.
And thank you, Justin. Here's the rest of the action we have this week. In 5A, Sam Houston and Barb both in action last night. Sam Houston beating Lafayette, Barb falling to Southside, while Silver is at Acadiana tonight. In 4A, DeRitter fell to Jennings last night. Tonight, Iowa and LaGrange are home, while Leesville hits the road, and tomorrow Washington Marion will play at Peabody. In 3A, Jennings beat DeRitter last night. Westlake is our only team at home, while St. Louis, Iota, Southbow, and LCCP are all away, and a lot of action in both 1 and 2A. Our game of the week from last night is DeQuincy beat Grand Lake 10-7. Another local showdown between Lake Arthur and Rosepine, and East Beauregard, Pickering, Oakdale, and Elton are all home as well, while Vinton, Kinder, Welsh, Basile, and Maryville are all away. And that'll do it for our pregame show. For all of the scores and highlights from tonight's action, be sure to tune in to Touchdown Live at 10 o'clock.